memory management changes that have been made as a part of Java 8, which were not present in earlier Java versions.
Means like you asking the memory management enhancement under the Java 8, right?
8. Correct, correct, correct.
Okay. So as a memory management wise in Java 8 as a enhancement wise. So firstly they introduced that shift heap mechanisms like in Java 8 as a meta space. Means like for example as a significant changes are there under the memory management. So preliminarily they are focusing on the that space. Previously we have that Premgen space under the, so they in Java 8 they replaced with meta space. So with that meta space now, so the lots of changes are done. So first changes we have under the heap. So that heap memory now that remains the primary area for sorting our objects, but they divided into that two parts. Like first one, like the young generation, like that newly created object, and further that divided into Eden and to serve as the space wise. And that old generation wise they created for object that have served with multiple garbage collection for the reducing the reusability of the new execution. And in that with our this Java 8 in generation. And this meta space now they newly introduced like enhancement we can say, that replaced with Premgen space from our early Java versions like Java 6 and 7, and that store the storage classes like with the metadata that we have the methods like field information and all things like unlikely that in Premgen metabase dynamically resizing, so that reducing the risk of our out of memory error. So that main concept handled in Java 8. Uh, so due to that Premgen space exhaustion, so that is handled under the metaspace. That is the one major change we have. And in stack memory area, so there stored our local variable and that method call information. But as a each thread has its own stack, that also previously not there. So right now they provided that own task stack. And for as a programming, we one more important feature they enhanced like introduced in Java 8 as a counter register they introduced. Like previously they are not available as a storing the our address of the currently executing instruction for each thread, so that we have the native method stack. And with that they doing the work. And for garbage collection wise, this young generation garbage collector mirror GC, and with the major GC like old garbage collection wise enhancement done. And with the garbage collectors in Java 8 several features offer like a serial garbage collector, then parallel, and I think G1 GC also they provided. Like this is the memory wise, this is these changes are important in Java 8.
Okay, fine. Okay. Can you tell me the difference between stream and parallel stream? I mean, like in which scenario you will use stream and in which scenario you will use parallel
Yeah,
stream.
stream.
Can you let me know?
Yes, yeah. Stream with the parallel stream now as a in Java mechanism wise. So that both as a working wise, like we'll say that working as a both same, but as per the major differentiation wise. So that stream will help us to reduce the some some size, like whenever the normal stream we are using and parallel stream, so that working culture wise also some changes are there, like for example, as a special, like normally in any Java code has one stream of the processing. Okay, so where it is the executing the sequentially now, so whereas by using the parallel stream, we can divide our code into the multiple streams, and that are executed in the parallelly, so on the separate course, and that finally result in the combination of the individual outcomes. So that is the main difference we have.
Okay, so when you use this parallel stream, so by default, how many threads are created to, I mean,
As a
execute
multiple
that
na as a
task?
multiple one,
Mhm.
one by one, that parallelly will create as a separate operation wise, and at the outcoming wise, that will combination of our outcome result, and that will provide us.
Okay, so by default, like how many threads will get created when you will start your this parallel stream task? Are you aware?
Yeah, as a thread wise, in Java 8, as a parallel stream, once that object is invoked na, so as a parallel stream,
Uh-huh.
so that thread used by parallel stream, it's in the our fork join pool, so that commonly pool,
Uh-huh.
so that
Uh-huh.
only I think. Uh, Only equal threads to number of available CPU cores, and that system, so
Uh-huh.
minus one. So like that, we cannot say the specific count, but yeah, like the formula
Uh-huh.
wise, with available number of CPU cores, and on our system, and with minus one, like that, that threading mechanism will invoke.
Okay, all right, fine. Okay, fine. And how and at all steps will you create, like to create a custom immutable class in Java?
Sorry, repeat the question.
Yeah, so I mean to create an immutable custom class, a custom immutable class in Java, what all steps you will take?
As creating the custom immutable class.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, for that, as a custom immutable class, as a first we need to go with the that our inbuilt mechanism as the immutable class is there. So first we need to create the class as a final. For example, I can say public final class immutable employee, and under that, as
Okay.
a variable wise, we assume that we need to address the all the immutable class wise variable. We can create that variable as a private final string employee name, then public private final int employee age, like that we can do. And with the accessing that now, so we need to create the deep copy of that address of the object, like creating with the same public immutable employee, and under that we can provide the whatever we have created the object as a variable, and that with using that this dot name, this dot employee age, like that, and under that we can create the deep copy of that address object. Okay, and for that, upon that accessing, so we need to set the getters, so like public string we can say get employee name, and public int say get employee age, and through that we can return the copy of preventing the modification on top of that. So these steps we need to follow as a mechanism wise. We need to use the two keywords only, public not public, as a final with the class, and as a all field wise, we can make all fields and private and final. and with the no setter method. So if a no setter method, then we are saying like, yeah, this our class is a custom class is a immutable.
Okay, fine. All right. Can you please tell me, like, I mean, what is the, I mean, correlation or contract between the hash code method and equals method? Can you tell me?
Hmm, as a as a
Mhm.
correlation with the hash code and hash code and equal method. So as a method wise, we have the that comparing mechanism under the Java. Due to that, we are using. But as a correlation wise, as a hash code and equal method, so that Java closely relate with the crucial role with the object comparison. Like especially we can say with working with the collection like hash map and hash set on that that contract between hash code and equals. So if two objects are equal according to the equal methods, na, so then their hash code method must produce the same integer value. That is one thing. And second thing we
Mhm.
can say, if our two objects are not equal according to our equal method, and their hash code value are not required to the different to be different. So that however we can say it's highly recommended to design our hash code method to produce our distinct value from our different object to improve our performance of the our hash based collection and all things. So that is the correlation between two hash code and equal method we have. So when we are creating the custom class, any custom class, and top of that we have many we need to override the methods, and we need to define the any object under that, and we need to use the equal method and hash code. So that as a corresponding that all the declaration and hash code equal method where we need to use that case wise we need to check.
Okay, fine. Can two different objects produce same hash code? Is it possible?
uh,
Two different objects can produce same hash code value from the hash code method. Is it possible?
as a same with the two different means like that object and declaration are different, right? And
No, 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 no. So, I mean, so let's say we have two different objects, okay?
okay,
So, while calculating hash code on them, is it possible that they will, I mean, Pepper give you same hash code value? Is it possible?
same hash code value. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, because we have the two different object na, so can we
Mhm.
can have the same hash code in there. Yes.
Okay, and can I mean, same objects, okay, can produce different hash code value? Is it possible?
uh, we have the same, both are
Yeah,
the same.
yeah. I mean, both are pointing to a same object only, okay? Now, if we calculate hash code on them, so is it possible it gives you different values?
Different value wise as a
Yeah.
hash
Is it possible?
code. Uh, with the same object, uh, yeah, in this case also same means like yes, the two object in that we have the same hash code, and again that producing with the same thing, yes, with the that code must have be the same thing, na, as a
Mm, okay. Okay, so you mean to say like, I mean, it is possible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So for two different objects, I mean, for same objects, we may have a different hash code value, right? According to
Yes.
you,
Yes. Two same object have the same hash code.
same hash code, but you were okay. So okay, let's put it this. You have two objects which are pointing to a same object. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm calculating hash code on that, is it possible that they might give you different hash code values? Is it possible, or it is not possible?
Yeah, actually, I think there is one mechanism. Yes, two
Uh,
objects in Java can we have the same hash code, but the hash code method is written our integer value that represent our object value. So that hash code is designed to like help our collision like that situation when our two objects are produced as the same hash code as a
no, no,
different
no, no,
device.
no. Wait. My question is, when two same objects, okay, not two different objects. When two same objects you calculate hash code, is it possible that it will give you different values?
To right now I have for that is exactly I'm not sure. I need to check
Hmm.
that. But
Okay, fine.
different wise,
Let's.
yes. With the two different object that will produce the same hash code, yeah, that is yes.
Okay. No issue, no problem. Mm, okay. Okay. Can you tell me the different type of executor pools that we have in Java? Different type of executor pools.
Uh,
Hello.
Hello,
Yeah.
audible.
Yeah. You're now audible. I'm asking, can you tell me different type of executor pools that we have in Java?
Executor post.
Pools.
Sorry. Some
Different executor pools that we have in Java.
I think my voice is breaking a little bit. Yeah. So as
Hello.
as a
Yeah.
executor pools wise, we have the four. I think five is there. Fixed thread pool is there. Then single thread executor is there. Cached thread pool is execute thread pool is there. Then we have the scheduled thread pool executor is there, and work styling pool is there under the yeah, five stages types are there.
Okay. In which case you will use the schedule thread pool?
Yeah, as a differently as pool wise as per the logic and things like executing wise I can prepare. So which usually like the fixed thread pool. So when we are creating the thread pool with the fixed number of the threads, so on that time, we can reuse the thread of the multiple tasks with limiting our resource usage. So that thing, and as a cached thread, we can use that dynamically grow of the strings like under that. So that time we can do our sorted things and new thread wise.
Okay, and in which case you will use this scheduled thread pool?
Uh, as a
Yeah.
schedule the thread full as a case wise we can extend as a extending the thread full executor only to support our scheduling task. So when we can schedule task to run after our a delay or periodically thread is there, and we want to execute that. So on that time, this will useful the schedule thread pool. So for our task like predict our backup or clean up the threads, on that time we can go with the schedule thread pool executor. Like
Okay.
situation wise, we can say that scheduling the task to run the specific time wise and things. So on that time
Mm-hmm.
we can go.
All right, fine. Please tell me the difference between serialization and externalization.
uh, Serialization I can uh, with the externalization. Uh, So serialization is nothing but when our Java code as a both comparison wise serialization and externalization as a mechanism wise Java used to convert our object into the stream of the bytes. So which can be stored to transmit across our network. So however, as a differentiation wise of the both level of the control of our offering the process and all, like, so serialization will provide like the interface use case wise that serializable interface that act as a marker interface on that case, and that control wise JVM will handle our serialization process automatically, and performance wise we can slower due to the reflection of the metadata use case under that. And as a use case wise, this serializable is suitable for our simple object where we have the default serialization is sufficient and things are there. So on that time, but in the externalization thing, as a control wise, that developer has full control over the serialization process under the externalization.
Mm-hmm.
And as a performance
Mm-hmm.
wise, we can that externalization is faster as it's avoiding our reflection and allowing the customization due to that. And in
Mm-hmm.
the security wise also, this externalization is more controlled over what we are gets as a serialized, and enabling the encryption or other security measurement also there. So due to that, security point is very strong here. And in
Mm-hmm.
externalization as a use case wise, it's suitable for our complex object is there under the business logic and the enterprises application. Then when we where
Mm-hmm.
we can use the custom serialization, it's required. So on that specific case, like, we can perform our security reason and all things. So on that time, you can say externalization, and we can use that as a differentiation wise.
All right. All right, fine. Mm, can you tell me the difference between class not found exception and no class def found error?
Okay, so under the this under the in only Java mechanism you asking, or in the Java, I mean, like Spring Boot wise?
Both.
Yeah, both. As I'll explain the Java concept wise. So as
Mm-hmm.
both class not found exception and no class diff found error wise that occurs in our when in the class level only. So when our class cannot
Mm-hmm.
to be found at a runtime, however that occur
Mm-hmm.
as in the different scenario wise. So first I will explain like the class not found exception. So that occurs
Mm-hmm.
when we are trying to load our class at a runtime using the methods like that. We can say we have the method under that class dot load class or class loader dot load class, but the JVM cannot find our class in the class path. So on that time, that typically like the class not found exception will occur, and that if the class name is misspelled, or as a case wise I am telling, as if misspelled, and the class is in package and that is not accessible. On that time, this class not found exception will occur. And for we can handle this as a normally programming language like try catch block, with that we can handle. But in the no class diff found error now, so that occur when our JVM tries to use the our class was present at a compile time, but the that missing at a runtime. It's like usually this happen when we are requiring the class. Class was available during the, our compilation,
Mhm.
but as a jar level, that jar files and all is there, no? So that containing it, it's like missing from the our runtime class path. So in that case, there is the we can say version mismatch is there between our compiled class and runtime library also. So that time also this will occur. And another class that the required the class dependency on missing in the another class, this time also this will occur. And normally this is the error wise that no exception and cannot be handled as a programmatically. So it usually indicate that configuration or deployment issue. So the on that time this class no class diff found error and this occurs. And as a key differentiation wise, we can say as a class not found exception occur when our explicitly trying to load our class, while as a no class diff found that occur when that our JVM is tried to use a class implicitly. On that time this will occur. As a handling wise, class not found exception we can handle with the try catch block, whereas the class diff not found error that cannot be of means like that cannot be handled properly. And as a severity level wise, no class diff found error is generally considered as a more serious. It's as indicating our fundamental problem under the any kind of the application deployment or any dependency, so that we need to focus morely on the class diff found error like that. But yeah, class not found exception is a
Okay. Okay, fine, fine. Okay. So can you tell me the I mean the prototype design pattern? Like what exactly is prototype design pattern?
Yeah. So under the Java, this prototype design pattern is one type of the best example to use as a developer wise. We can prefer as when we need to use that prototype design pattern. So there is under this main type is a credential design pattern that allow us to copy our existing object to create the new ones without I think without making our code dependent on the their classes. So on this scenario, like that scenario is there in our project. So on that time we can use the prototype design pattern, and this is the useful when we are creating the new instance of our class. And this that class is complex, and that time also we can use. But we already have the similar object. For example, if you own any shape, for example, that's a example we can take as an employee. And under that we need to create the multiple employee objects and all things. That similarly characters and all things are there, but yeah, we can use. So on that time we can use that prototype design pattern to clone our existing employee, and each clone of the employee will retain the same common attribute while allowing for the individual customization. So that once we have created the class as a employee, and under that whatever we need to define as a property wise, features wise as, and with the prototype we can we can extend that to the as a prototype design pattern. We can customize that is the next level. So that is the
Okay.
we have.
All right. Fine. Okay. 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 Fine. So can you tell me the difference between like inversion of control and dependency injection?
Yeah. So as a dependency dependency injection, like as a dependency injection, injection is a one type of the design pattern we have under the Spring Boot. But as a differentiation wise, inversion of control and dependency injection. So as a flow wise and as a insertion wise and our controlling wise. So inversion of control is the that I can say that mostly IOC is design principle that invert our flow of the control flow of the program. But in the DI means dependency injection is the specific technique that providing any object with its dependency. For example, in the Spring or Spring Boot, DI is used to manage our dependency between our object and in the application to provide them to object that need them, like that we are using. And as advantages and the differentiation wise, IOC is advantage like including the easier code management, and we can update easily and we can follow the systematic changes we needed. So IOC will help us. But in the design with the design level, like dependency injection, that will include the advantages like as a class should not configure itself, but we should be configured from our outside using the assembler model. With the however we can inject that dependency injection, and that we can manage our things like as a performance wise and all things. That is the major difference we have IOC and DI.
Okay. Can you tell me the difference between bean factory and application context?
Uh, bean factory and application context. As a bean factory is nothing but like that provide our basic function as a spring developer. That bean
Mhm.
factory only provide the basic functionality for we are managing and manipulating our beans. For example, like bean, we have the initiation and dependency injection is there, na? So that bean factory will configure is open programmatically, and that we can use as a XML to configure our beans. But in the application context, we have the build on top of that bean factory only, so that will
Mhm.
provide us to enhance our capability. Like we, such as we can say, we have the event publishing and messaging and in a interalization also there. So on that time we can access the resource, and application context is more usable, like as a framework wise, as a oriented and support wise annotation based configuration is there. So majorly we are preparing the application context top of that bean factory, like the difference we have.
Mm, okay, fine. Uh, so can a singleton bean in Spring can handle multiple parallel requests? Is it possible?
Sorry, come again your question.
Yeah. So you have a singleton bean in Spring. Okay. So can
Okay.
that singleton bean handle multiple parallel requests? Is it possible for it to handle multiple parallel requests?
Uh, Multiple process request.
Yeah. I mean multiple requests. Can it handle multiple requests?
Uh,
Is it possible?
yes, it's possible because as a singleton beans can handle multiple requests. As a
Mhm.
We have the thread safety mechanism and separate thread stacks is there, and synchronization
Mhm.
also there. So with that, it's possible. Yes.
Mm. Okay, fine. All right. Can you tell me like where is this proxy design pattern is implemented in Spring module? Like in which Spring module proxy design pattern is implemented?
Means in Spring Boot itself, you asking? Means like the
Yeah. So see, we have various Spring modules, right? So in
yes.
which of the Spring modules proxy design pattern is used or implemented?
Proxy design pattern. Right now, I'm not sure, but as in Spring Boot, like we have the that as a placeholder for object level and controlling access. On top of that, I think there is implemented as extra layer. Am I correct?
Okay. No, I just want to know like in which Spring existing Spring module it's being used or implemented. That's it.
No, no. I am telling as a extra layer of that top, but as a
Yeah, see, what you're saying is correct, okay.
yeah.
But my question is in which of the existing Spring module it's being implemented.
Uh, that commonly that as a placeholder as a yeah oh, I got your point as a model wise that we have the lazy loading and cache
Hmm.
mechanism is there. So in the caching that proxy can cache the result to operation and improving the performance there. I think they are used.
Mm-hmm. Mm, all right,
And
fine.
as a service user service layer wise that interacting with database time, so there also that used to adding logging to the service without modifying our service itself, so on that time also this is
Okay.
used.
Okay, okay, fine. Can you tell me the yeah, I mean, what is the purpose of at the rate transactional annotation?
Yes. In Spring Boot, at the transactional annotation is used to that when we have the class as a transactional as a democrating the method or a class as a transaction, so that means the that all the our operation within the that annotated method or that class that treated as a single unit of the work, and they are either all successor or fails. Like on that scenario we can use the transactional annotation. So for example, we have the one class and under that we have created the two or three one more than one operation, and we need to execute that whole in the bulk, and we want the result as a success message, true or false. So on that time top of that we can use the transactional annotation, and we can perform our work as a class level transaction or our method level.
Okay. Can you tell me the different propagation levels that we are having?
Uh, Different propagations.
Yeah, for this at the rate transactional annotation only different propagation.
As a method wise, you asking?
Yeah, I mean we have right. I mean requires new. Are you aware of those
Uh, yeah,
propagation
yeah,
level?
this, yeah, this I where as a required is default, and
Mm-hmm.
then we have the required new and not
Uh-huh.
supported, never and nested is there.
Okay, so okay,
Support also
so
there.
what you
The transaction exists,
okay,
support also there.
okay, so can you tell me the difference between require and require new for this propagation?
require and require new.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so as a required and with the versus required new, so both as a differentiation wise, both are the work culture as a same, but in the required na, we used to existing transaction. If there is no there is one, or that we are creating the new transaction if there is not available, so that is the default propagation level we have. But while we are using the required new now, that at the time of the using that, that will suspending the our existing transaction, and that will create the our new one. So this will tell us that spring, that method needs to execute the our its own transaction, and that separate from our any another like the required and all things. That is the main difference we have. And that
Okay.
as a mandatory wise, that propagation level wise, that always we provide the required transaction context to execute, and as a thing.
Okay, fine. So you are working on microservice.
Yeah, microservices I have worked, but not too much. Just I have started working on from last 1 year.
Okay, so I mean like okay, so like how you are doing inter microservice communication?
Means like two microservices right now as a communication between here. We are using the API gateway, and from last 2 to 3 months, that one thing has started for reducing the whole things as a load balancer and performance issue. So now here using the communicating as a unsynchronized through messaging queue, that RabbitMQ have started, and
Mhm.
some Apache Kafka also now introduced there in my current project. So work is going
Mhm.
on that, but actually in deep I am not touched that part.
Okay. Can you tell me like what is the difference between API gateway and load balancer?
Yeah, that I can. As API in the microservices or any another thing as a API gateway and load balancer. So that major thing under that as a differentiation wise, API gateway is nothing but whenever we have the any flow or any application wise we are accessing as a API gateway, so that act as a single entry point for our client request as a API
Mhm.
gateway. But
Mhm.
while we are using as a load balancer, so that is the distributed request, that incoming network traffic, whatever the we have the different browsers and requested, so that across the multiple servers we are accessing that. So that redirecting the traffic across the multiple servers to help our large network to handle our high traffic volume, and minimizing the performance issue. Due to that we are using the load balancer. But that API gateway now, that will handle as a request wise only client determining the necessary service, and that destination of that our application handling the API call. So on that time, this API gateway is in use.
Okay. And in case like any one of your microservice instances go down,
Hmm.
so how do you like handle that particular situation? In case your microservice has gone down, now what will you do?
Uh, as any of the microservices is down, and that we have the any dependence on that.
Yeah, so I mean, so let's say you have two microservice, okay?
Yeah.
Microservice A and microservice B.
Yes.
Okay, okay, and current and suddenly microservice B has gone down, okay?
Yeah.
Now A is calling microservice B. Okay, so how will you handle that thing? Like
Uh,
how will you handle this communication now, since microservice B has gone down?
For actually deeply, I'm not sure, but yeah, when our microservices mean that you have only to test that service instead of the entire application. So through that we can check that down application, and but it can still take a significant amount of the time to take test and whole things. But yeah, for handling the down microservices, is there is the errors and all things are there. So back of strategy is there for retry our that whole to avoid our overlapping the dependency, and the circuit breaker pattern also there. So that circuit breaker pattern we can detect isolated failure in the market data to handler. So once that we have got, and once that circuit is trapped and redirecting to request to a fallback mechanism, so that we can catch our data and dependency is restored. So through that we can up the our failed microservices that specific functionality, and that is the one thing. And another thing, if client is required that specific thing only, and on priority basis. So top of that, whatever we have committed on the that specific microservices, so there is one option we can roll back our changes, and we can trigger the build deployment, and we can provide the solution like that we can do.
Okay, fine. And like, so are you particularly using any log? I mean, centralized logging you're using, or how is it?
So yes, here two things. Centralizing logging is there, but as a
Mm-hmm.
specific logger 4J log 4J is there. So through that also we are capturing the log, and as a custom tool also here we have introduced there as a logging mechanism wise. In the backend
Mm-hmm.
side in the database, we have created one logger table, and every 1 hour we are capturing that as in one file as a text file, and in that we are capturing the law that error message info, and one type also is there, but right now not sure. Through that we are capturing all the things.
So you're storing in DB all the logs.
No, not daily. Every I think this my project is the US based. So whole day at the end means like the I think 12 a.m. that activity is going on for one file.
Okay, and any other like logging mechanism tools you're using,
Uh,
which are specific to the logs only
in
to capture all the.
microservices you asking?
Yeah, 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 correct.
Yeah, microservices here we are using Datadog.
Okay, I mean not specifically to microservice, like in general, you have various tools, right? Splunk, Kibana. Are you using any one of them, or?
For yeah, that here actually as a microservices architecture wise, we have the separate thing as a Datadog we are using, and as a whole our Spring Boot application and the specific thing here we are using Log4j.
Okay, 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 fine. So, okay, can you? I have given you the screen enabled access. Can you share your screen once?
Okay,
Yeah, and open any notepad or notepad plus plus anything.
I think my screen is already in shared mode only.
No, no, share mode. Can you share your screen
Yeah, only in
and
shared
open it? Yeah, and then there is a share option, right?
uh,
Share content.
hold on. Yeah, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, can you open it and
Yes, are you able to see
yeah,
my screen?
screen window. Wait. Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, now I can see. Can you open Notepad plus plus?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so you basically have a list of employees. Okay,
Okay.
so you basically have a list of employees. Every so employee object basically has salary and name as its attributes. Okay,
List of the employees we have.
employees. Yeah, employee has salary and name. Okay, the salary and name. So now you have to sort this list of employees on the basis of name in the descending order via stream API. So can you write the main logic?
Uh,
Just the main logic. Yeah.
Main logic means I need to sort the employee by name
In
and
this by name in descending order.
okay, by name
Yeah.
uh, with the descending order only. But I need didn't I need don't take the any action on salary. Only the employee I need to take action on the name.
Yeah, correct, correct. So just sort this list of employees on the basis of name on descending order.
Okay,
Yeah. And that you have to do a stream API.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, can you do that?
okay.
Just write the main logic.
Uh, Descending order. Got it. I have the employee list with my employees.
See, no need to create this list, okay? Just write the main logic. That's it. No need to
With
like
with the
extension.
from the equal to like that you are saying the after that equal to then yeah I got
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
okay
Okay, continue.
yeah
Continue. Yeah,
uh, sorted with my employee.
yeah. I mean, you can give any name, okay? It's not
Okay,
mandatory.
then
Yeah,
with
you can
my
give any name.
yeah as a object wise I can say employee uh,
Yeah, no issues. Yeah.
is with my stream.
Hmm.
In that stream I need to sort the
Hmm.
sorted the sorted wise I can use as a okay compare it.
Yeah. You have to, and remember, you have to sort it descending.
Yeah, I got it as a descending.
Yeah.
Uh, as a comparator, I can use them. With the comparator, dot compare. The comparing not my employees. So, these employees with my reference method as a gateway. With the gateway, cancel uh, reverse. What I can say the reverse. So, to reduce. Yeah. Okay, and here sorted employee. Now here I have used and as a now I have the object as a sorted employee. Now this one. So with the for each I can print the names.
Okay. No, okay. No need to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Comparing after reversed. Hmm. Okay, fine. So how? Okay. So how you are securing your APIs in your project?
Uh, as a third party API or like we have developed API
Yeah, your developed APIs.
as a as a securing the REST API under the any Spring Boot, there are the
Mm-hmm.
some mechanisms are there. So first, as a
Mm-hmm.
securing the API under the Spring Boot, typically we can involve the adding the Spring security dependency. Like we can add that security dependency to our project under that pom.xml. XML. We have the that Spring Boot starter security dependency that must be there. Then as a configuration, we can create the security configuration class that extend our with the web. All nowadays, our application running mostly on the web, web URL wise, like web
Mhm.
application. So on that time, we can extending with that web security configuration adapter, and in that class, so we can configure that through authentication and authorization using that rule. Under that rules are there, like we have the configuration with the HTTP security, HTTP, like that. Under that, we can use the enable web security annotation configuration, and while we are authorizing that, so as a there we can say as a login wise for login and basic login, there we can require the authentication for all the another things like the username and all things. Through that we can confirm that yeah, our API is secure and going with the proper flow. Through that we can.
Okay, so are you using any specific techniques as well, like auth?
Yeah, yeah. Currently, in my application, Auth 2 is implemented, and also JWT JSON Web token also there. So that
Mhm.
through the mechanism token, we are verifying through user identity, and in the Auth 2, we are authorizing the as a framework that that user allows to grant the third party application access to their data as a third party application also there as a API and REST APIs and all things. Through that we are managing right now.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, Prashant, I'm done with my interview. Okay, thanks for your time.
Yeah,
The HR will share the feedback with you. Okay.
yeah, okay.
You can unshare your screen now, yeah.
Yeah, I am stopping my screen.
Okay. Thank you, all the best, and HR will
Yeah,
get back to you,
same
okay?
to you. Have a
Okay.
happy weekend. Yeah, bye.
Yeah, same to you. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, okay, bye.